Okay, so welcome back once again, guys. Now, in this lecture, I'll be talking about LCEL, LangChain Expression Language. It's a very simple way to invoke multiple things at a time, and you will be able to create a chain in a easiest possible manner. So, let me show you with the help of example. So, here, guys, what we have to do is that I'm going to enter any kind of a sentence, right? And system is supposed to give me a review. So, maybe a positive, maybe a negative, maybe a neutral, whatever it is. So it should be able to give it to me. I can try to create a lot of things on top of this, but in a simplest possible manner I tried to do the exact same thing. So here I'm trying to use a LangChain expression language, and it is going to allow me to configure a multiple processes all together just with the help of this pipe, only with the help of this pipe. For example, if I'm talking about this one, so here you will be able to find out that I'm going to enter a review. Fine. So maybe I'm going to enter Euron is best, something like that. So what it will do, so it will try to call a sentiment chain dot invoke, and it is going to pass the review. It is going to pass the review over here. Now, what this sentiment chain is doing, by the way, what the sentiment chain is going to do. So it is trying to take an input of prompt. After taking an input of prompt in a sequence again, in a sequence. So after taking an input of the prompt, it is calling a LLMs. Now after LLM will be called, it is going to return me some sort of output. Now I'm trying to use a parser so that I will be able to get a formatted output, because LLMs are going to provide you an output in a form of JSON, right? And I'm not looking for that data. I'm just looking for a plain string, positive, negative, or maybe a neutral or something like that. So this is basically a LCEL chain, LangChain expression language, where I'm just trying to use this pipe, right? This pipe and this pipe, and based on that, I'm able to configure this entire process. And it's very easy and very intuitive and beautiful manner. You will be able, in a very simplest way, right? You will be able to call it. Now here, so when I'm trying to call this one, so review will go to a prompt. So it is, first of all, it is trying to invoke a prompt, right? Invoke a prompt, and then it is trying to pass my data. So whatever text which I'm going to provide as a review, it is trying to pass. And inside this prompt template, I have written clearly that classify the sentiment of this review. Now, whatever you want, you can try to write it down. It will act accordingly, right? So classify the sentiment of this review as a positive, negative, or neutral, and this review will be passed over here, right? I'm storing it into a text. So first prompt will be taken, and it is going to create this one. It is going to create this entire prompt with my text, with my input, and then it is going to call my LLM. So I'm trying to use a Yuri LLM. You can try to use any LLMs out there, and LangChain provides many like an inbuilt configuration as well for other LLMs. But here, so I'm using a Yuri LLM. So what I have done, I have created my own custom class for a Yuri LLM just to make it compatible, with the LangChain, because I'm not using some of the inbuilt or like a pre-supported LLMs over here by a LangChain. I'm using my own custom one, right? Although it's a like a GPT or Mistral or Llama I can try to use, but yeah, I'm trying to use my own custom API, my own custom LLMs, as simple as that. So here I have just created a wrapper class, which I'm using in every classes of a LangChain, by the way. So this is just a template, and this template is going to call this one, as simple as that, right? And here you have to change just your Yuri API key. So just your Yuri API key, and from where you will be able to get your Yuri API key, come to a Euron, come to a Yuri API. So let me show you the process once again. So come to Euron, come to this place, Yuri API, click over here. Now go to an API key. You can even track the uses. So how many tokens you have used today, and you can try to click on API key, create API key, give a name of the API key, whatever you want, and then click on create. So within no time, it is going to create your API key, and you will be able to use this API key with all the 12 model, including embedding models as well. Single API key for everything. Yeah. So here you have to change your API key. Otherwise, it is not going to work. And like I'm just trying to do this one. The above part is just a boilerplate code. Yeah. So you don't have to worry anything about that one. So wherever you are going to use Yuri AI, so everywhere you have to invoke LLMs, and just use above class, and you will be able to invoke the LLMs. I'm just trying to make it compatible. Yeah, just trying to make it compatible. So here it will be able to take a prompt. It is going to pass that prompt to a LLMs, and then once LLM is going to give a response in a JSON format. Yeah, JSON format. So I'm trying to use a parser over here. So parser is nothing but I'm trying to use a string output parser, so which is going to, you know, give me a result in a proper way, the way I am looking for. For example, not in a JSON format, but as a positive or a negative. So here, this is the only thing, and this is called as LangChain expression language, where I'm using a pipe and I'm going to configure a multiple processes one after another. So it is going to run as a pipe over here, right? As a pipe over here. So now let me execute this one and let me show you the final result. So here, if I'm going to execute this one, Python URI LCLE sentiment analysis, and here if I'm going to pass my data that India is a great country, right? So now let's see, positive, right? I am not feeling good. So see, anyhow, what happened? Okay, so I have to execute it, right? Okay. So I am not feeling good. I can run it inside the while loop so that it will keep on asking me the question. But yeah, I have not done that. So negative. So here, as we can see that it is able to give me a negative and positive, but that is not a big deal at all. That is not a big deal at all. So what I'm trying to explain you is that how you can try to create your own LangChain expression language, how you can try to configure one process after the another processes in a simplest possible manner. This is what I'm trying to teach you in this particular lecture. So hope you all have liked it. Hope all of you are going to use it. And with that, thank you so much, everyone. Take care and see you again in my next lecture.